the max power of a Byakugan. Now in the last video I uploaded, I talked about Himawari and her possible advancement of her Byakugan, mainly because of the fact that her father's from the Otsutsuki clan, which would mean that she would have more chakra than everybody else in the Hyuga clan. Now, what I want to talk about is the fact that we don't really know what the Byakugan can really do. If you guys know, the Byakugan makes extreme improvements in a short amount of time, or extreme improvements over long periods of time. To kind of highlight this, let's talk about Hinata for a second. In part 1, the farthest you could see in terms of distance was up to 50 meters, and in part 2, which is 3 years later, only 3 years later, she could see up to 10 kilometers. Now, for my American viewers, I mean, if you guys don't really know what that means, in part 1 she could approximately see up to 51 yards, and in part 2 she could approximately see up to 6.2 miles. Now, we're talking about a 3-year difference, and the improvements of the Byakugan is extremely steep. When it comes to the perfect Byakugan, or what the Byakugan can seemingly do at full power, that's a different story, mainly because of the fact that we never really seen an elite Hyuga member. And I did touch upon this in one of my last videos. If you're a day one, you guys know what I'm talking about. In terms of the Sharingan, we already know most of the information about the Sharingan, if not all the information about the Sharingan, because we had warriors such as Itachi, Obito, Madara, and other people like that wielding the Sharingan. In terms of the Byakugan, we never seen that elite warrior. A prodigy that we actually seen, he was a Jougan extremely early, would be Neji, but Neji didn't really break any boundaries that we needed to see. For example, we didn't see Neji fighting in the front lines with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Obviously, sadly, Neji died, but if Neji was stronger, if Neji was on Sasuke's level in terms of dojutsu level, he probably wouldn't have died in that situation. Now, a couple weeks ago, we seen an episode where we actually seen Momoshiki and Kinshiki, and when we seen Kinshiki, it looked as though he used a time-space ninjutsu. Now, obviously, the only dojutsu that he actually has right now is the Byakugan. The rules are kind of different for people in the Otsutsuki clan because we don't really have much information about them. They're basically aliens to us as of right now. Now, later in the Boruto series, we could confirm that he used a time-space ninjutsu because of the Byakugan, but as of right now, that is the only way possible I've seen him use that time-space ninjutsu. Now, obviously, we know time-space ninjutsu is famous with the Sharingan. Obito really is the one that really made it famous with the Kamui, and also, we can't forget about Kakashi using it. When we think about time-space ninjutsu, we really think about Sharingan, and every time we talk about the Byakugan, it's obviously no, they can't use time-space ninjutsu, no, they can't use Kamui. But as we see Kinshiki actually using, that made me think, you know, what else could the Byakugan actually do? And I'm thinking Momoshiki can actually use time-space ninjutsu as well. Now, after that, I get past that and I think, you know, there might be ranks to the Byakugan. So let's say the lowest ranked would be Hinata's Byakugan, which would be the earth level Byakugan, and after that it would probably be Momoshiki and Kinshiki's Byakugan, and then a level above that would be Hamura's Byakugan, and the level above that one will be Kaguya's Byakugan, which would be the strongest Byakugan that we have as of right now. Now, you guys remember when I said the Byakugan improves drastically in a short amount of time because I gave you that Hinata comparison. Imagine how strong Kaguya's Byakugan is compared to Hinata's Byakugan. Think about how strong, or all the possibilities that Kaguya's Byakugan can have in terms of abilities and strengths and different types of ninjutsu that it actually wields. And I feel like Kaguya's Byakugan probably is the strongest dojutsu we have ever seen to date. Now, obviously, the tenseigan is going to be stronger than the Byakugan, and in terms of the Rinnegan, it's on a totally different level. But I'm talking about in terms of the Sharingan and the regular Byakugan, other dojutsus, we've seen other dojutsus like later on in the Naruto Shippuden series. In terms of that might be the strongest one we've ever seen. That one might even be stronger than the Mangekyo Sharingan. Now, in terms of possibilities and abilities, I'm talking about how the Sharingan had the Izanagi, how the Sharingan had the Susanoo, how the Sharingan had the Amaterasu. I'm thinking the Byakugan might actually have other ninjutsus tailored to the Byakugan and exclusive to the Byakugan. And we might have not actually seen it when Naruto and Sasuke fought Kaguya, but I'm thinking it could be possible. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to say that, but what I want to say is Sasuke didn't use all the abilities that he had in terms of the Rinnegan and in terms of the Sharingan on Kaguya. He knows that there's some jutsus that she will be immune to, or there's some jutsus that she'd know how to defend against, and those jutsus might actually be extremely strong, but just for that certain person it would be difficult to get it off on. Now, I'm thinking that could be the same thing in terms of Byakugan. Kage might have held back some of her jutsus that are tailored to the Byakugan in fighting Sasuke and Naruto. One thing that makes me sure about the Byakugan actually having other types of jutsus is the fact that Hamura and Hagoromo fought side by side against Kaguya. Now, obviously, Hagoromo had the Rinnegan, he was a little bit stronger than Hamura at the time, but Hamura had the Byakugan, he was actually holding his own, like he was being respectable in that fight. And also, Kaguya had the Byakugan as well, and she was fighting against both of them. Now, obviously, Kaguya had the Rinnegan, but that just lets you guys know that the Byakugan can hold its own against the Rinnegan. Now, obviously, as I said before, the Rinnegan is totally stronger than the Byakugan, hands down. There's no debating that. But in terms of the Byakugan being close to the Rinnegan, that tells me that the Byakugan has a whole bunch of hidden potential that we haven't unlocked yet. But let me know what you guys think about the maximum power of the Byakugan, because I believe that the writers could actually add in a whole bunch of things because of the fact that the Byakugan was so vague in the first 2 parts. They could add in so much stuff and we have no other choice but to accept it. But as I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make sure you guys comment in the first 15 minutes to be featured in my next Boruto episode. But it's been your boy Baara B, and we out.